Hello, duckies, and welcome to the Book of Plagues. My name's Viola, and this is a demo from the Steam Next Fest. So if you like what you see, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel. I don't have a save. Never self-medicate. It is dangerous. It is much safer to treat others. If treatment fails, the doctor loses his reputation and is left without a well-deserved reward for his work. The streets of the cities were deserted. Black Death did not spare anyone it could reach. The victims of the terrible epidemic were millions of people in different parts of the world. In the beginning, the dead were tried to be buried, but there were so many of them that there was simply no room outside the gates of the castle and outside the walls of the city, so it was decided to burn the plague corpses. Bonfires of household items, rags, and human flesh burned to the ground day and night. The rich and the poor were consigned to oblivion along with all their belongings in order to stop the spread of the pestilence. A merciless hunt for rats began. Hordes of rodents were destroyed by fire, along with the green barns where the small vectors of disease found shelter. A terrible famine came. The bravest of healers decided to challenge the deadly disease. They practiced different kinds of treatment, disposed of the dead, and searched for ways to cure the sick of the Black Death for a coin. The small town of Ludwig has yet to face a plague epidemic, but the devil's disease is already closing in on its inhabitants. The poor quarters has its first victim. In this connection, a learned doctor arrives in Ludwig with an order for his appointment. Will the new chief healer bring salvation, or will he leave the inhabitants to be torn apart by a terrible contagion? I got a bird! There's a bird on my shoulder. Can I keep the bird? If a patient has a cough, fever, and is half decomposed, they are probably contagious. Every patient has his own sphere of influence. The state of his or her health can greatly affect life in the city. Oh. Take the paper, good sir. You're new in town, aren't you? You must be among the first to know the latest news. Did you know that the plague has come to Ludwig? A plague in the city. Learned doctor has come to town. After the first outbreak of the new plague, the mayor announced the appointment of a new scientific doctor in the city. His decrees and orders must be obeyed without question. In addition to his main activity, the learned doctor sees patients every day from morning to evening prayer. I wish him good luck in his hard work. We regret to inform you that the plague has reached our town. The unfortunate man was in a poor man's quarter. The local healer was unable to help him and he died. We sincerely hope that this is the first and last victim of the plague. It's your burden now, Doc. You're supposed to write these edicts every week. Pick one item out of the three to solve the problem indicated. Take your time. Think carefully about your decision. A beautiful city has experienced the first case of plague. By the authority vested in me by the magistrate and burgomaster of Ludwig, I order assign nurses among the nurses of mercy to those infected with the plague and to provide decent care for the sick. Isolate plague patients in separate rooms in the infirmaries, feed the infected through the windows and do not approach them. Lock up houses where plague patients have been found and post guards to control it. Okay, isolate. What a hole, The book button to view the book contents, or click on the button labeled patient to call a visitor. Okay. Greetings, good doctor. Our regiment physician convinced me that my bowels are not arranged according to the regulations, but I think it's the fishmonger who sold me rotten fish. Out me to my place in the ranks. It's not good for me to shirk my duty. Ludwig is a port town and everyone eats fish for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Before the night could be laid on the couch, he ran to the latrine, rattling his armor and spewing curses. all because the armor does not provide for such runs, and to remove it without help is long and difficult, especially when driven by need. The Guardian is responsible for the passage of people through the city gates, and his work is very important for the safety of the inhabitants. Okay. It's time to heal. The fragile flower of the patient's health is the patient's health, and you need to save it. Dodge attacks by controlling the flower. Okay. So far so good. Every mistake you make takes away one red petal from the flower, but that's okay because if there's even one left at the end of the treatment, the patient will be cured. Okay. You lose the petals in the fragile flower, the battle will end immediately, and the patient will not be happy with the treatment. It will not give coins, and you will lose the respect of the town people, which is displayed in the red bar at the top of the screen. However, it's not always bad treatment that leads to a negative outcome in the future, but it will definitely lead to something. By the way, syringes show the number of treatments required for recovery. God. Good job. Now the Sentinel will spread good rumors about you, and you've earned some coins. They'll be useful for buying ingredients and improving the lab. Oh, I feel so much better. Thank you, good healer, for getting me back on track. Please accept this humble reward for your labors. I'll tell everyone how great you are. Chase them out. Good doctor, have pity on this poor tramp. My whole body aches and coughs like my gut is bursting. I'll die soon if you refuse me. I have no money at all, but I'll dedicate all my prayers to the crippled god. Vagrant reeks of sweat, decay, and unwashed poverty. Bare feet are covered with dirt and crust, and lice swarm in his tangled hair, but he does not seem to notice. For every explosive cough he utters seems to burst from the depths of his belly, shaking his withered body. His forehead is hot, and his eyes are foggy with fever. It couldn't be clearer. He has pneumonia, and the days are counting. Let's try. Vagabond is not in good health and has already lost one petal from the fragile flower on his way here. You can replenish his health by clicking on aspirin and medicine cabinet. Thankfully we have it in stock. Okay. There are other medications besides aspirin. You can learn about them buy a prescription and prepare them in the Book of Plagues between patient appointments by clicking on the book in the lower left corner of the screen. Rules of the game may change. The icons show that gravity has appeared and free movement is possible. Press space to jump. Okay. Yeah. Adjusting the conditions of the game is a key skill to learn when practicing medicine. A good doctor is ready for anything. One procedure left. We're pretty good. Of course, we didn't make any coins, but we did a good deed. The townspeople will definitely appreciate it. Praise be to the crippled god. I feel much better. Thank you, good doctor. I'll never forget your help. Go on. Richard says... Two petals. I don't have enough for that. Those. Hot shot. Doctor, help me. The hernia is killing me. I can neither bend nor unbend. It's because of my wife. She doesn't trust the port movers, so I'm carrying crates like a porter. I guess it's my destiny to be both a merchant and a worker in one person. Merchant is a respected profession, and a stance twisted with pain does not at all color the status of a respected meister. But the patient himself says that he has never been afraid of hard work, and apparently the result of such zeal was not long in coming. Let's see what I can do. Smells like oranges? Like a scarlet rose among the weeds. Let him stay longer. Oh boy. Last tip of the day. If you want to replay a week, use book, exit, start the week over. I wouldn't recommend doing that on your first playthrough, though. You're doing good, Doc. My advice didn't go to waste. Oh boy, that was close. Well done. Too bad this fragrant meister is leaving. Is there any way to make perfume out of him and spray this whole stinking city with it? Oh, be praised to the fed god, I can straighten up again. You're always welcome in my shop now, Mr. Doctor. Come in any time and you'll get a good discount. Finally, those germ bags are over. Crap. Hit the finish button to save your progress and move on. Has your relative stopped answering the knock on the door? Then you're banging on the coffin lid. Buy new prescriptions in the purchases tab to make your work easier. Here you can also improve your distiller and thus make it easier to make medicines. You've been the talk of the town lately, good sir. We're so glad you've come to visit us. I'll earn a lot of coin and become a healer like you. A troop of fake actors were trying to get into Turon. A vigilant guard recently foiled an attempt by robbers to infiltrate the city by a remarkable display of ingenuity. He noticed a lutenist without 3 fingers among the troop and asked him to play. Realizing they were exposed, the robbers tried to escape, but were captured and taken to the house of interrogations. The hero of the story was promoted to the head of the guard and received a recommendation from the burgomaster. Scientist Doctor saved the port quarter. A newly appointed scientist doctor of the Ludwig has developed a unique way of treating consumption infirmity and has already successfully tested it on the first patient from the port quarter, who most often suffer from this disease, better known as pneumonia. We thank our doctor and wish him further success and breakthroughs in medicine. Merchants Guild provide the infirmaries with fruit. Cohesion in hard times has always been a feature of the citizens of our glorious city. As a token of gratitude for his recovery, a respected merchant has decided to start supplying fruit to the city's infirmaries and health centers. Such a generous gesture on the part of the Merchants Guild has not been uncommon over the past few weeks. Tournament is going to happen after all. The annual Harvest Night tournament will still take place this year. Young squires will have the opportunity to prove themselves worthy to receive the title of knight, and knights will have the chance to fight for the hand of the first beauty of the town. The magistrate will announce the date of the tournament soon. Sisters of Charity required. The city's main infirmary needs help. If you're a young and strong girl, not afraid of the sight of blood and other unpleasant fluids from the human body, then you're the right person for us. Also, please be advised that the city magistrate has ordered a pay raise for those dealing with the plague. How people love it when someone decides everything for them. How did your breed get through natural selection? It is with a heavy heart that I recognize the fact that the plague is taking more and more of our citizens. More and more good people continue to infect each other in markets, streets, and crowded places. The following measure is therefore being introduced. Require all residents to wear cloth bandages covering their mouths and noses when outdoor. I suggest familiarizing yourself with the Book of Plagues before you start seeing patients. There you can find out the results of the last edict, buy prescriptions, and brew medicines you need. Almost all of the infected died, but thanks to the security measures taken, they did not take their caregivers to the grave with them. The corpses were taken outside the city and buried with full honors in the presence of family and friends. The bravest of the city's healers began to study the plague corpses to find a cure, if they could get permission from their relatives. However, there were those who dared to secretly exhume for the sake of medical testing. Surprisingly, the authorities made little attempt to find and punish such doctors. $95, 4 died for contracted plague, 35, cured the plague 5. Okay. Okay, so that's how that works. Got it. I don't have enough for any other recipes, really. And the cheapest ones are $4.50. Alright. Greetings. I'm a local black meat dealer. The whole town knows me. I was transporting goods on my ship a week ago and got bitten on the ear by a lady. Don't ask me how it happened, just help me. Patient was missing most of his right ear, and the part that was left was festering. He could hardly be talked to, and confessed that one of his slave girls had done it. The slave trader, being drunk, tried to molest her, but the latter was not of a timid sort, and instead of the expected submission, bit off half his ear. Then she accidentally fell overboard. The slave trader added to the end of his story. She could have taken a bite out of something else. Consider the fat guy lucky. Oh boy. I After I was bitten by an evil woman? Don't worry, someday a kind woman will bite too. It's unfortunate that the ears don't grow back, but I'm glad the pain's over. If you need meat for surgical experiments, you're welcome. I have plenty of the stuff. Go away. Nobody likes you. Ew. I'm vulnerable for a few seconds after taking damage. Okay. Morphine. I burned my ass. Everything went as usual in the morning. I put the dough on, fired up the oven. Suddenly, I look. A rat. A huge fat rat. It fell off the shelf, squeaked so pitifully, and died. I was so scared and sat on the hot stove. Poor woman has a terrible burn below her back and is in terrible pain. She says that several rats got into her bakery, and for reasons unknown, they all died. She had 2 cats, which mouse can't get through. But they didn't even dare to get close to the rats. Unsurprisingly, the lady's more worried about the dough left behind and her cats left unattended than her own health. Can't look at it. I can't look at the place where the back loses its noble name. Good bandage. One more healthy button down. With your help, good doctor, I feel much better. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to run. I'm afraid my cats will get into the dough again, and I have to get rid of the rats. I think my time has finally come, but my master is a good man, and I gave my money for treatment, and here I am. I'm so glad I've been in his service all these years. Good doctor, you figured out what I'm sick of, haven't you? The old woman complains of dizziness, nausea, and vomiting. Her legs were in pain, but she was able to get to the infirmary. The housekeeper was forced to go to a learned doctor by her master, who wishes her nothing but the best for her years of faithful service to his family. The disease is in its early stages, and the Booburrows have not... Oh, God. There's every chance for curing the unfortunate one. Every life saved a small victory over the devil. Your own fault for choosing it. Well, here we are. The plague has come to our doorstep. Nope, nope. doesn't mean anything anyway. There are hundreds more plagues in this town, and you can't cure them all, so celebrate your little victory in silence. I hope my lord will take me back when I am back on my feet. And I have already buried myself and said goodbye to these good people who gave me food and a roof over my head. Accept these coins on my behalf and on behalf of my good lord. Greetings, I'd like that. I need a hangover. Oh, I'm having a hard time. Oh, I won't celebrate like this again, I promise. My old acquaintance of mine had recently been appointed to a new post for special merit, and for that reason he's been drinking heavily. His face is widened so much that his helmet is stuck down, and only his sad eyes are visible through the slits of the visor. Sour smell of cheap wine and sweat make it clear that fun has been going on for days, and it's time to stop. Though the knight himself realizes it perfectly well. You know what they say in the harbor? If you don't treat the hangover, it goes away in a day. If you try to cure it, it'll be gone in 10. Nope. Judging by the stench coming from our friend, he's been dead for a week. Take down his flap and let him go with God. Well, the only thing left to do is never get sober again. I'm sure you have more important things to do than help drunks like me. Alright, guys, so that is it for the Book of Plagues. I actually really enjoyed this. It may have been easier with a controller versus using WASD like I was doing. So there's always that. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to keep up to date on all the videos. And remember to free the feral wildflower in you. Bye-bye!